Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Emma, and today's video is very different than normal. You may not love this video, this may not be your style, but I really pray that this video is helpful to somebody and that this video encourages somebody, and that's like the whole point of it. So let's talk about 2020. It is officially the end of 2020, which is absolutely insane to me that we are already going into the new year, but it is what it is. And I just wanted to reflect a little bit on 2020, talk about my goals for 2021, and just kind of share my heart with y'all about just everything that's kind of been stirring up and going on in my head throughout 2020. I feel like when we talk about 2020, it's a very, very negative way. Like, I can't wait for 2021 to get here. See ya never 2020, or worst year of my life, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that that's not valid, because 2020 was an insanely hard year. I think every single human had a really hard 2020. Truly, I do. And so I'm not saying that those feelings are invalid. I just want to kind of give some perspective and kind of some thoughts that have been stirring in my heart the last couple of months, and honestly throughout all of this really hard year, and hopefully I can encourage you a little bit. So I've got my coffee. Grab a cup of coffee or tea or hot cocoa or whatever you would like, and let's chat. So every single year, I love to reflect on the year, and usually I do this with like journaling, just very motivating and very encouraging to start fresh. So I love the new year. However, I don't love the new year because I get to just leave everything behind and move on. I love the new year because it is a chance for me to pause and reflect and see where I've grown this year and where I should continue to grow next year. So that's the first thing I want to say, is every year I don't necessarily make a checklist of these are my goals. I want to lose weight. I want to get healthy. I want to read my Bible every day. I want to save this much money. That used to be me. But every year I would fail. Every year I would not get everything on my checklist done. Life is just not like a to-do list. Life happens. And so I've really shifted my mindset the last couple of years in terms of like New Year's resolutions. And I really have changed it from not necessarily just things I want to accomplish next year, but things that I want to learn next year, ways that I want to grow next year. And that has completely changed the game for me. I found my journal entry from the beginning of this year. I'm gonna read it to you because I had not looked at this until today. I was thinking about my goals for next year, thinking about what I kind of wanted to talk about in this video. And I decided to go back and find this page, and let me just read this. And like I said, I try to more make goals of what can I learn this year? What ways of my personal life, my spiritual life can I grow? I wrote this on January 1st of 2020, and the title says, "Be still." Be still. That was my phrase for 2020. Let me just read this and show y'all what a sense of humor God has, okay? This year, I want to learn to be still, truly still. I want to avoid filling my time to stay busy with mindless things. I want to enjoy resting. I want to find peace in it rather than running from it. The hustle mentality does not come from the Lord. You tell us to rest and to be still. What? Are you kidding? When I read that this morning, I just sat in silence for a couple minutes because I was in such shock. Because as I was reflecting on the year, that is something that the Lord taught me more than almost anything. And I've learned a lot. We'll get into that. But the main thing was he taught me how to rest. He taught me how to be still and to not find value in my productivity. And it just is insane to me that that's what I wrote. Be still were my words of 2020. I really, really struggled in quarantine for a while because my worth was in my productivity. And when I didn't have a job, when I didn't have a purpose, I felt like, why am I even here? What am I doing? I am literally wasting my time. And I really, really wrestled with that and had to learn there is a purpose in this season, and there is a purpose in just resting and being still. That's like the main takeaway I got from this year, and I did not even remember writing this, and that's insane to me. Let's get real for a second. I know that it was a hard year. I know that everybody lost something. Everybody sacrificed something. COVID took something from every single person, me included, you included, everybody. However, When I look at the person that I was at the very beginning of the year, when I look at the Emma who wrote that on January 1st, I don't even recognize her. I am literally a new creation. Like, I feel like a new person. Have you ever heard the like expression about when you put glass into like a flame or a fire into the heat, it like melts it and then it gets molded into those beautiful glass sculptures? I totally just butchered that. But do you know what I'm talking about? I feel like that's what I went through this year. The heat hurt and it burned, but the fire is what caused me to shift and mold into the person that I'm supposed to be, if that makes sense. And hopefully you felt like this too. But I also want to say, if you didn't, that's okay. If all you feel like you did this year was survive, that is a victory in itself. But I challenge you to look back and see what positive things happened this year, because even though COVID kind of took the year over, that doesn't mean that life didn't happen. That doesn't mean that growth didn't happen. Michael and I bought our first house in the middle of a pandemic. Like, what? I got my dream job this year. I got my first classroom this year. I started a YouTube channel this year. Like, so many good things happened in the midst of the pain. And I think that that's something that I'm trying to get across, I guess, is find the light in the darkness. What you choose to focus on is what will consume you. If you only look at all of the things that were taken from you this year, yeah, you're gonna hate 2020 and you're gonna resent it and you're gonna be ready to go to 2021. But here's the deal. When 2021 gets here, nothing changes. If your perspective is not of gratitude, if your perspective is not to focus on the good, 2021 will be a repeat of 2020 because COVID's not going anywhere. Pain is not going anywhere. We are in the middle of a really hard time, and that's not going to disappear on January 1st of 2021. It's just not. So if your mindset is to just look at the negativity, you're gonna have a repeat next year. I hope that makes sense. And again, I'm not saying that your pain is invalid. I had a lot of things that really just flat out sucked about 2020. I can't do anything about it though, and I'm not going to disregard all that the Lord taught me through that storm. I hope you genuinely don't feel like I am invalidating your feelings, because I'm not. You need to feel how you need to feel. I've already kind of gone through all the stages of grief for 2020 and all of the loss and like problems that 2020 have brought. I feel like I've processed it. Feel that, but then after, look at what can you take away from 2020 that will help you be better in the next year and in the coming years. What can you be grateful for in 2020? Because even though there is a lot to be pissed about this year, there should still be some things that you are grateful for. You're still here. If you literally can't find anything else, you are still alive. You're still breathing. Just being able to say, I made it, I'm breathing, I'm healthy, is the biggest blessing of all. The little things are now things that I will never again take for granted because of 2020. Now I kind of want to talk about next year, which I've kind of already said a little bit. My word, I guess, I feel like for 2021 is discipline. I feel like that's something that I really struggle with in terms especially of like my faith. I think I can be pretty productive, but that does not necessarily mean I can be super disciplined. And I'm not saying again that productivity is my value and my worth. I'm just saying I can kind of cut myself a little bit too much of slack. I don't know, I'm still kind of like praying about it and thinking through it, but when I was writing, it just kind of, discipline just kind of came to me, and I feel like that is definitely something I need to work on, is just being consistent with my faith and disciplined and really holding myself accountable. Another thing that I really want to work on in 2021 that I feel like I really grew a lot in this year as well is to just be content where I am and in what season of life I'm in. I have struggled with this my entire life, is looking ahead to the next thing and being so ready to get there, so ready to cross the finish line, that I always forget to enjoy where I am right now. You will never get this season of life ever again. And I feel like 2020 really taught me that. Just be content with where you are, because eventually you won't be there anymore and you will never get that time back. And then the last thing that I really want to continue to work on next year, and again, I feel like I have grown significantly in this year, is having peace without knowing the answer. I am a control freak. I love to know what's going to happen next. I love a good plan. I need to know what's going to happen, well before it happens. And that is not how life works, and that's not how God works. Obviously, I was not in control of anything this year. I could either be pissed about it, I could either be mad at how little control I had this year, or I could realize that he's trying to teach me something and just let go and learn that it is going to be okay. In reality, like, he has always been the one in control. I just need to let go and trust that it's going to be okay. And that's what faith really is being okay and having peace, even though you don't know what's at the end, even though you don't even know what your next step is or where your next step is going, trusting that it will work out and it will make sense. And man, have I had to learn that in 2020. And it gives me so much peace letting go, because when you have a tight grip, it is exhausting. It is so exhausting feeling like you're holding on for dear life and you're trying to make it all work out and you're trying to get everything planned. And when you just let go and realize it's not on you, it's not your job, yeah, it's scary to let go at first, but it's also relieving, and it also gave me so much peace that surpasses all of my understanding, because all I have to do is be obedient and he will take care of the rest. It has been very scary to learn, but also it has given me more peace than I have ever had, truly. I think that's about all I have to share. I hope that this was encouraging to you and I hope that you got something from it. Please leave me a comment and tell me either some goals that you have for 2021, tell me what 2020 has taught you and what you're grateful for this year. And if you have any prayer requests as well, leave them in the comments. If you follow me over on my Instagram, which is also Elementary with Emma, I leave little question boxes pretty frequently of prayer requests. So also go follow me on Instagram so that you can leave me your prayer requests there when I post those. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.